We are about to witness the biggest anime fumble in history. Because one way or another, either my boy Krai or my boy Arnold is about to fumble. In two very distinct ways, but I think equally fumbly. If this mask actually goes for $1 billion, this will be the most overpriced thing possible. We entered the negotiations thinking, hey, we don't really want to spend 30 mil, but we really want it. And it's escalating to royalty taking out loans and going probably past $1 billion. If this happens, Arnold comes up massive. He ain't need to slay no more dragons. That's retirement fund money right there. On the flip side, Krai and the debt, or hell, even the princess if she got it, it's screwed. But in my heart, I know, even if Krai doesn't deserve it, Krai will probably end up victorious. He'll probably get that thing for $1 mil. I don't know. But if he gets it, whether for cheap or not, he's indebted to Citri more and more. And my boy Arnold misses out on the biggest, because if he would have just took the money initially, the 100 million that was presented to him before we went to auction, we're about to witness either Arnold fumbling the bag one way or another, or Krai once again fumbling. No matter how you spin this, one of them is not coming out on top, and given the luck status of one of these characters, I think we know who's about to fall on the stake. I got full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see me break in real time to the hilarious known as Grieving Soul. It's going to be over there exclusively, so I had a blast watching it. I did walk into this episode thinking, god damn it, last episode, everything's ending. Oh wait, no, it's 13 episodes. Oh ho! I got a little happy there. Gonna be depressed next week, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Gonna need a season 2, that's for damn sure, because this show's an absolute hoot. It was so good, because my boy has more bills than he cares to admit. And what does he do when he realizes that there's new items in the shop? Takes a loan out from his sugar mama. Now at this point, I think he should probably just marry Citri. Sure, would Liz try to kill a fool? Sure, could it cause Armageddon? It's gonna happen anyway, so you might as well go down with the ship here, and at least she's gonna supply you with the Pokemon cards while you're at it. At the end of the day, he's never paying her back otherwise, but granted, he might be lucky enough just to avoid having to pay off anyway. But we're in a situation where she busted out the 800 mil. For the wedding, apparently, is what it was supposed to be used for, and I'm like, the wedding? Boy, do not break her heart, because she's gonna break something else. But my boy's either going to end up overpaying or underpaying, and no matter what, someone's getting screwed. If he ends up having to pay 800 mil, or even 100, like even 100 would be bad enough, he's in more debt to Citri for an item that, yes, would be useful for him, but is not worth that amount of money. Arnold would come out on top because he'd be rich as hell, or somehow he's going to end up getting it for like $1 million and we're screwing over Arnold. No matter what, someone loses and it's going to be a fumble. Because I almost wonder, so we know there's going to be a bidding war. We know we have a large cash flow. We know both sides are going to have a large cash flow. I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if like there's a $200 million bid from Krai's side. Princess escalates. Something comes out and they realize that this isn't a dangerous artifact. It's just a physical appearance changing. And then maybe the princess pulls out or whatever she is. I think she's a royalty. I think she's a princess, whatever. If she pulls out her bid, Krai's bid would be left and he would have to overpay for it. Because I think if he also would pull out and try to give a lower bid, it probably wouldn't work in an auction like that. So that's probably how we're going. But no matter what, someone's fumbling. And I really like Arnold as a character. I don't think he deserves the disrespect he gets. He's legitimately talented, he's a dragon slayer, he's physically strong, not just because of steroids, like he actually feels like he could crush a watermelon just with 2 fingers. At the end of the day though, the disrespect speaks for itself. He walks in, we start this episode, and the receptionist tells him about how, yeah, your feats are like slaughtering chickens and you're a pervert. And honestly, he wasn't about to escape the allegations when he's butt-ass naked with his pals. Luckily, no news reporters saw that, so he's not getting more rumors spread, but still. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because, like, Krai himself knows, like, he even says something in this episode about how, like, you know, like me, a weak person is still just a weak person, but with amulets, but they're useful. It's like, it's the fact that he's also the one who's selling the mask. And the worst part is even if he buys it, Liz is probably going to smash it again. He already lost the first one, but we have to be building into a circumstance where ultimately, what's going to happen is something along the lines of, oh yeah, everyone thought it was valuable and dangerous, and then they learn it's just shape-shifting, which is still valuable. Like, you could use that for crimes, man. Like, you would get out of there lickety-split. But it's still baffling to see the situation where he only wanted 10 mil for it. We had 30 mil. And then auctioning in the general tavern area came up to 100, and he's like, well, shit, I'll put that up for auction at this point, even if it is dangerous. I mean, Papa's got to eat. $1 billion. These rich bastards are, and I think it's even past $1 billion. They say they could go higher than the 500 plus 500 plus a little extra. No matter what, I assume Krai ends up on top, but even if he ended up on top getting it, I still could see how he could be screwed with even more debt. But knowing this bastard's luck, he's probably going to buy it for $1 million because everyone else is going to pull out. And the only one who's truly going to suffer is goddamn Arnold, who's just out here being the He-Man of the world, dealing with the dumbest people, man. This show is, and I mean this 100%, this is a 10 out of 10 show. The worst part of this show was probably its first episode, and its first episode was damn good. But if you look at the difference in entertainment value 2 onwards, yeah, like, that's the worst I could say. Like, yeah, I expected this show just to be kind of like let this grieving soul retire. Something a little more sad and sappy. It's like, oh, it's actually more entertaining. And then something happened episode 2. They injected the steroids of comedy into their veins and just skyrocketed this show into the next level. And honestly, they're doing such a good job with it. I don't have a major complaint. There's something about the entertainment value. It hits my funny bone in a way that I get if maybe it just doesn't do it for everyone. Like, comedy's subjective. But the show just works. The fact that for like the past few weeks we've just been doing some slice of life bullshit around the guild, but it works. It's so funny. But we are going to witness the biggest anime fumble one way or another. Either Arnold gets screws and make very little money, or Krai's going to overpay to such a degree he best spread his legs for Sea-Tree, because that's the only way he's going to pay off that debt. Wink wink nudge nudge. You let me know your thoughts down below. How do you think the auction's gonna go next week? Your thoughts. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Connor Reeves, Green Bean, TMG Gaming 999, Jorid, Jacob McDougal, Sage Narf, and we also have Andre Cannon. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.